Hi there folks, I'm Captain Monte with Texas Fishing Tips, and this is your weekly fishing report. This week, when weather permits, we've been still running out here to the South Jetty and the North Jetty. The South Jetty's been holding quite a few fish. We've been catching sheephead out here. You can catch them right on the rocks, or you can go on out a couple hundred yards and stay in that 18 to 22 foot of water and drop straight down. And there's been good sized sheephead still out here. There have been jackavels are starting to show up. We've caught a couple jacks this week. The pompano are staying right up here on the rocks. You can use popping corks and a #1 Kell hook with live shrimp. There have been slot reds out here on the South Jetty. If you don't find them over here on this end, we've been jumping over to the north end. Just be careful because the wave height has been fluctuating on them good calm days. We've been jumping out here catching from slot reds to bull reds. There have been trout up on the rocks up tight, live shrimp, or your favorite plastic's been working out here also. Popping corks up against the rocks have been working, but all around the jetties right now there's been a lot of menhaden coming into the jetties. There have been mullet coming in, so there is a lot of bait all the way from Port Aransas all the way out to the tips. We've even been noticing the Spanish mackerel have been out here. So everything is starting to show up. It's a great time to be out here on the jetties fishing if you don't have a boat, or those of you that do have a boat. Come on out, just pick your days. Watching big ships that are coming in and out, they will throw a pretty good sized wake. So those of you that are experienced, y'all know exactly what happens. Those of you that aren't, just be extra cautious. We've also been working over here on this shipwreck out in front of the lighthouse. This area right in here, there have been still good numbers of sheephead hanging out right through here. You can either free line them, you can use a popping cork, or you can use a little bitty 1/4 ounce weight. A lot of hang-ups on this ship, but there have been good sheephead and mixed in with a few redfish. If you come over here by the old McDermott shop dock here, up against the rocks here, there's been numbers of slot reds. There have been sheephead running through here. We've even been catching a couple pompano through here. Same way on the outside of Fina docks here. Up against these rocks in this bulkhead, still good numbers of sheephead. We've been catching slot reds. First thing in the morning, back here on this bend, we've been catching good numbers of redfish through here, mixing with pompano and sheephead. So all of this area right now around Port Aransas, a lot of bait coming in, and the fish are following them. Over here on Charlie's pasture up against these houses, we've been catching still sheephead through here, mixed in with redfish and an occasional trout. You cannot tie up to the docks or the piers, but you can anchor down with your trolling motor or use your anchor. Still good numbers of fish through here. All around this Port Aransas area, I like to see a slow incoming or outgoing tide. If that current rips too hard, it's hard to get a bait down to them. You'll just have to kind of play with it. You might have to go to a heavier weight, but the fish are still there, and they've been good fish coming in. All down here around these rocks, all the way down to Island Moorings, there's been fish just running this edge down here. And all the way out here to the Point of Mustang up against this new jetty rocks that they've been working on out here for the last year, especially on a north wind. There's been trout showing up on these rocks right through here. Been good numbers of fish. If you don't find them there, we've been coming out here to the Point of Pelican. Out here on these rocks up tight, there have been sheephead through here. There have been trout showing up. There's also some rocks that are scattered out here a little deeper. Popping corks with live shrimp, or popping cork with your favorite plastics. That has been working real well also. So all of this area along the ICW right now have been holding good amount of fish. Good bait. Another good place to target them fish are coming back here around South Bay. There have been redfish up here shallow and all the way back here in the back creek that runs to the back of these lighthouse lakes. There have been black drum through here. Just be careful because this bar that runs across, it does get pretty skinny when that water blows out. So those of you in them bigger V-bottom boats, you might want to stay out here a little deeper. Those of you shallow water boats, get up there skinny. But out here on the outside, there's been redfish, there's been black drum. There's also been trout up here on what we call big grassy. All this area right through here. So popping corks and live shrimp or your favorite plastics been working real well first thing in the morning. You can come back through Morris Cummins Cut and get over by the old terminal and the Klondikes, all this area right through here. There have been good numbers of redfish working all of this area around this reef. Cut mullet, cut manhades have been working real well. Even the rock shrimp, the sea lice, they have been working real well. The redfish have been really targeting those also right now. Through this old terminal channel on either side, there have been redfish and black drum working all of this area through here. So all of this around the Klondike area and the old terminal has been holding good fish. If you want to come back through California Hoe, all this edge and this grass through here have been holding trout first thing in the morning. So all of this area around California, the trout are showing up. You might weed through a few small ones, but the bigger ones are showing up. So all of this around California Hoe right now is holding good fish. Those of you running out at New Ace's boat ramp out here, man, you know, I've been coming out here by Shamrock, these wells out here by Shamrock. Seems like the trout shows up first on these wells to the far east, but all of these wells out here, we've been catching good numbers of speckled trout, good size ones out here, you know, 17s and 19s with the occasional 20. But there have been good trout out here. The sheephead are still out here. So we've been targeting these wells to the far east going towards Shamrock. And then we'll just kind of slowly work our way back. There are some bigger platforms out here in front of Ingleside. And the ones coming out here in front of Corpus. These bigger wells have been holding bigger sheephead. They've been holding better trout. We've been coming in here catching a few oversized redfish. And it ain't going to be long before the Pompano will be out here in Corpus Christi Bay also. So all of these wells out here, just kind of go around them real slow with your fish finder. Once you find that school, then you can kind of start throwing live shrimp at them, free line, and that's been really catching the fish. Over here on the L-head, there's been a few black drum through here. There have been speckled trout in here. We have caught a few mangrove snappers surprisingly already, but these rocks, you never know what you're going to catch all the way from the L-head all the way over to the Lexington. So this whole area right through here has been holding pretty good fish. Just watch the bay. It does get pretty choppy, but first thing in the mornings when it's light winds, we've been really doing really well. Over here in front of the old RV park, there's a bunch of rocks through here. We've been catching trout along these rocks. Just be careful. There are a bunch of scattered rocks. You can use popping corks or free line. Shrimp has been working real well. Also, those of you that like kayak fishing, all up underneath the New Ace's Causeway, there's been trout in here. There's been black drum also mixed in with a few redfish. So all this area around the causeway out to the wells have been holding pretty decent fish. I want to wish everybody a happy and safe Easter this weekend, and just get out there and enjoy the weather and fill your box up. Thanks for watching. I'm Captain Monte Graham.